Testing, is this thing on? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Whoops. Well, YouTube. Oh boy. I messed up. I messed up. Who can hear me? Who can see me? This was supposed to be a members only hangout. And it turned out to be a public one. I have no idea how that happened. I pushed the right button. I thought I did, but I guess not. So now I'm gonna have to, I have a little surprise for the members, so I'm gonna still do that another time, but I guess I'll show a Mac Studio since you're all here. Kind of annoying that that happened, but it's nice to see you all. Thanks for coming. I'll be right back. Sorry about the wait. All right, actually, you know what? Since this is an accidental stream, we're gonna vote for what you want to see. Do you want to see a Mac Studio, or do you want to see a MacBook Air? Let's do a little poll. How do you do a poll here again? And before you answer, let me just let me just tell you that this one is not the 512. And even if it were the 512, I know what you all want to see. You want to see DeepSeek running on the 512, right? Well, guess what? I'm on a live stream. Downloading that thing will take like an hour, just downloading or something, like whatever, however long it takes. It's gonna take a while, so we're not gonna be able to see that anyway. Welcome to the members. No, thank you. And Serkan, we should do a little member thing. And Gautam, welcome guys, or ladies, I don't know, whatever. Everybody's welcome. How's that poll turning out? Yeah. Most people are voting for Mac Studio. So let's start with that one. We'll keep this one handy. So, I can't believe I pushed that button. That was just crazy. The wrong button. Anyway, you're all here. Let's do it. Might as well. so this is the Mac Studio. We're just gonna open it up and see what's going on here. It's probably gonna look exactly the same as all the other Mac Studios, right? Here we go. Nice box, nice packaging, really easy to get into. Even though I like using my knife, I don't get to use it this time around. Well, let's see, maybe there is an opportunity for me to use it. There's this nice little thing that wants me to just pull the tab and open it, but I'm gonna use my knife because I like using it. There we go. Yes. Yeah. Now what? Ah. Okay. It's been a little while since I opened up one of these. There's a little box with instructions. It's mostly for padding. And the Mac Studio just pops out, just like that. Inside the box, we also have a nice power cable. And that's it. Everything else is just packaging. The packaging is heavy. This packaging box is in itself probably 2 to 3 pounds. It's solid. Okay, we've got a Mickey Mouse. What's a Mickey Mouse, Alex? What the heck is a Mickey Mouse? Well, a Mickey Mouse is this. You see how that looks like a Mickey Mouse? Wait. Yeah, it's got like the face and the ears. And then we've got this box. Wow. She's a beaut. Somebody's asking about Apple stickers. I don't know if there's any stickers. I don't know if I've never used the Apple stickers. They never came in handy for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just using it wrong. Mac Mini, Mac Studio, and from the back. Wow, this thing has 4 ports on the back. I guess I kind of knew that, but I haven't had my Mac Studio in a while. I sold mine. I had the M1 Ultra, and I sold it a couple years ago. Just never really used it that much. 4 ports on the back and 2 on the front. HDMI, 2 USB-A's. That's handy. I love having that. I don't know. I know it's old, but it still comes in handy. Headphones are on the back. That would have been useful in the front, just like the Mac Mini. Power button is right there. That logo, I think it needs to be a little bit smaller. I don't know. Anyway, this is the Mac Studio. Pretty nice. In case you're wondering, what am I doing with this one? Well, I like to buy the Mac Studio so that I can compare it on the channel, right? So this is the 128 gig version, not the 512. That one's coming later. And definitely gonna have some videos on these. So just to give you the idea of what this one is. This is the 16-core CPU, 40-core GPU, 128 gigabytes unified memory, 1 terabyte of RAM, Mac Studio, and this is the M4 Max version. And I'm sure people want to know how this thing compares to the other one, the big one, the M3 Max. I'm sorry, the M3 Ultra, because you know there's going to be certain workflows that you're going to be doing on these that are going to be better on one or the other. I'm curious though, what are people interested in? Since we're all here, might as well get a little bit of a sense of what you all want to see when I make videos about these. I have a list of things I want to do, I want to cover, but yeah, you kind of caught me off guard. I caught myself off guard. I'm not really prepared for anything in this live stream, but let's chat anyway, whatever. LLMs, of course. Gemma 3. You know, while we're chatting, I might as well plug it in. Can we plug this in and set it up? How much time we have? I have a little bit of time. I know this feels very informal because it kind of is. I wasn't gonna do all this today. I had something special planned for the members, but I messed up on the button. So now I gotta deal with having all you folks here asking me what we can do with this thing, which is awesome. All right, it's on. Let's see what channel it's in here. All right. Come on. Oh yeah. I'm missing a couple things. First, I need to move the camera over. Who remembers one of these? This is a Dell keyboard and it's got a wire attached to it. And you know what? These come in super handy when you're in a pinch and you just need to get something working. And they never break. I'm sure I could break it if I really wanted to. USB-A. USB-A can plug right in, baby. Nice. Got a mouse, got a keyboard. What's going on? That's kind of strange. It's not detecting my mouse. Oh, there we go. So I should probably hook up this other camera so y'all can see stuff. And maybe
to use English as the main language,
even this.
Press the return key.
That way you can see the screen. Okay, now I'm gonna punch in my password, so I'm not gonna show that. What am I, crazy? All right, it's doing something. Please check inference speed for various LLM models, says Gautam. Hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, I will be doing a lot of that, but today is kind of more of an unboxing because LLM models, since I don't have any on there, they take a while to download. I wish there was a way to just quickly swap them in and out, but it's unfortunate. We got to download them from scratch. Update later. What? Okay. And Jeremy Pinnix, how you doing? What is possible re LLMs with 128 gigabytes of memory? I know 96 is max GPU usage. So yeah, 96 is generally the default max. You can kind of tweak it with some settings. But it's probably what you're looking at. So you can get a 70 billion parameter model running pretty comfortably on that with quantization, of course. Peak Flow. Hey, excited to see what Studio can do. Me too, especially the big one that's coming later. Migration Assistant, not now. I'll do the migration later. Terms and conditions, agree. Why is this not outputting a signal? I guess I gotta use the back. Let's go on the back here. Plenty of ports, nice and convenient. Aha. There we go. Yeah. Apple Intelligence. What are y'all thoughts on Apple Intelligence? So I was just chatting with a few buddies, and we all seem to agree that Apple did a really good job with their hardware. But with the software, I think they still have quite a ways to go with that. What is this? Come on. That's weird. There is no key to, okay. Get this out of my face. Come on, what is this? Sorry folks, this is technical difficulties here. For some reason, it's supposed to mirror my screen, but it's mirroring it, and the mouse cursor on the main monitor is not in the same position as the mouse cursor on the other monitor, which is just really odd. I've never seen that. And I was just complimenting their hardware, and this happens. What is going on? That's weird. This is not part of the demonstration. I don't know what's going on. I have to use the little monitor here. And I can barely see that. I might have to unplug that. Sorry, folks. Okay. It says image creation tools are here. Yay. That's part of what I'm saying is not the fun part of the latest Apple offerings. Let's see if this works. What do you want to show on the HDMI? Well, I want to show everything, but I want you to not scale. Can that work? Okay, I think that's working now. Good. So I think you should be able to see. Good. Now, I don't know, what do you want to do? This is the 128. This is nothing like super new. We've already seen tests on the M4 Max with the MacBook Pros. So not really anything new, just a different form factor. So it might have different thermal characteristics, and we can stress it out. Let's see, Almo Dodis. Adam says, can you combine a Mac Studio and a Mac M4 Ultra to get the best performance from both? So the MacBook M4 Max, I think you mean. Yeah, you could probably do that using some library like EXO is an example of a tool that I showed on the channel before. EXO is basically a library that lets you do that. Let me show that to people here. EXO cluster. So you can, if you're doing LLMs, for example, you can use this library right here to do that. And I think you mean the MacBook Pro M4 Max and the Mac Studio. You can combine them together in a cluster, whether you're going through a network through the Ethernet jack, which, by the way, this is upgraded to 10 gigabit, which is nice by default, and that is going to be super helpful because I also have a gigabit switch that I just got, a 10 gigabit switch that I just got to support that kind of scenario, not to give anything away. EXO is one way to do it. Another way to do it is, I believe MLX has a way you can set it up. I think it's called distributed, maybe. So you can use this MLX distributed to set something like that up as well. I have not actually compared them performance-wise, which one works better. I know that EXO is super simple to set up, and that's what people really like about it. Yeah, trying to get something working here, but I don't know if I can. That didn't work. There we go. All right, so yeah, this is obviously a little bit more of a headache to set up, MLX distributed, but maybe this performs better, and I don't know yet. So this is something to check out. Has anybody on the chat, has anybody checked this out? Has anybody run MLX with MLX distributed? Or have you done EXO? Curious to see. All right, well, let's kick things off with speedometer. But this is Safari, right? The default browser. The last time I remember running speedometer 3, I think when the M4s came out, Chrome actually did better than Safari, which is kind of crazy to think that Chrome would do better than a native browser. All the times before that, Safari used to just destroy all the other browsers in this test. But let's see what happens now. Serkan, 48. 48 is pretty close to what we had with the M4 Max. And since this is a kind of a single-threaded, single-core operation, then this score is going to be pretty much the same across the entire family. Hey, Rotors from Australia. How are you doing, Mr. Rhodes? Nice to see you on here. Been a long time on the channel, a long time member. Aside from the YouTube channel, do you have a use case for the 512? I do. I do have a use case for the 512. Is it a realistic use case? I'll be honest, I haven't yet discovered whether I want to use a local LLM when I do software development, or do I want to keep using what I'm using now, which is mostly Copilot. I haven't worked on any, let's just say, projects lately that are secret. So I haven't had the need to run local LLMs. Everything I do is kind of just either open source or just small projects where I don't care if OpenAI or Microsoft or GitHub, which is Microsoft, sees my code. So I kind of just prefer using that because it's so much easier to set up. It's already built in. It's not like it's very difficult to set up local LLMs with your coding environment. But what I found is a little bit more challenging is getting completions working well. Chat and agents are working pretty well now with local, but completions are still kind of a mystery. Sircon says, which Mac Studio is that? This is the M4 Ultra. Sorry. Don't want to mess that up. M4 Max 128 gig version. The 512 gigabyte one is coming soon. Cortez, thank you so much. Bro, can you answer me if I can run both Android Studio and Xcode to run a build of an Ionic app? So, yeah, do not do that with an 8 gigabyte machine. If you're building cross-platform apps, I always kind of said that 8 gigabyte MacBook Airs are decent enough for most developers, and that is true. But if you're doing cross-platform development, Android Studio and the Android emulator are just going to totally destroy your RAM. And if you're going to be doing that, get at least 16, but more is better. JC, great catching you live. Thanks for being here. It was kind of just a random thing. I don't think I even changed the thumbnail of this thing. Yeah. Android Studio will suck the life out of your machines, it's true. Now, if you're just doing iOS development, you would be able to get away with an 8 gigabyte machine even now, if that's all you're doing. So, all right. Should we do any quick other tests before we unpack this this other one? Because some people wanted to see the MacBook Air. Huh. The other day you did a video on writing tools that are available in Parallels. Do you also find that it works sometimes and sometimes not? No. All the times I tried it, it worked for me. But I haven't worked with it extensively. MacBook Air. All right. Well, it kind of looks like the old MacBook Air because it kind of is. Yeah. So here's the box. It's got a nice little pull tab that you can open. 2 of them even. I got the blue And this little cable is now, well, the tip is blue. The cable I think is still white. Or maybe it's, no, it's a little bit blue. It's not exactly white, but it's close to white. Yeah. You get the charger or the charging block, instructions, maybe or maybe not stickers, but I don't really care about stickers. And here is the laptop. I like that they're adding new colors. Keeps things interesting, fresh. Does this look blue? It doesn't even look really that blue. It looks a little bit blue, I guess. This is space gray. This is space black. And this is blue. Do I have a silver one here? This is the old silver. Really old silver. I don't think the silvers nowadays even look like that. These are extra shiny. So, MacBook Air, any interest in these tests? Because I got a couple of videos planned for that as well. Adam says, do you think that NVIDIA will provide valuable graphics cards to users in the future to compete with the Mac? Well, here's the thing. I ordered these and they came. And it was easy. I don't know how it is in other countries, but it was quick, painless, and easy and available, and you can just get it. With NVIDIA, I have yet to get a 5090 in here to test. There's other channels that get them. They get them because they have contacts with NVIDIA or whatnot. I don't have that yet, so I have to go to the store and try to buy it or look online at Best Buy. And it was just, it's impossible to get those. I have a 5080, which I got, and a 4090, but I bought that a couple years, or I bought that 4090, I guess, last year. So you can't even find the 4090 at a decent price now either, unfortunately. So the availability is just not there. Did I answer your question? Do you think that NVIDIA will provide valuable graphics cards? Yes, they provide valuable graphics cards, but let's just say they make good graphics cards. But do they provide them? That's a whole different question. And they're really expensive too. The middleman P. What's the P? This thing is cutting off your name. Thank you very much, middleman P. Let me see what that is. The Middleman Podcast. I have a M1 MacBook Pro chip. I just purchased the M4 MacBook Pro Max. Nice machine. I had issues photo editing with the M1 Pro. Streaming while editing photos, the M4 Max, will it be able to handle my workload? I'd say so. The M4 Max is a beast. It's like nothing else I've ever had before. But I gotta come clean about one thing though. And I have a little bit of a problem. And I don't know who to blame. Alright. So I have this dock here on my desk. This is the Thunderbolt 5 dock from Kensington. This one down here on the bottom. It's the only one they make right now, so if you look it up, you'll see it. And It works for the most part with Thunderbolt 5 from my M4 Max MacBook Pro. Goes out to my monitors. Everything seems to work. But once in a while, it's been cutting off. Like every session or so, for a few minutes, it cuts off, and then it turns back on. Like, what the heck is going on? So I contacted Kensington. They gave me some things to try. But now I'm starting to suspect that maybe it's the machine. The M4 Max. And why I'm suspecting it is because when I plug it into this port, that's when I have the problem. When I plug it into this port, I don't have the problem. So I think this port is the problem. I haven't yet found definitive proof of that yet, but it seems like that may be the case. And if that's the case, I've never had a problem like that. I've had the M1 Max, I've had the M2 Max, the M3 Max, and now the M4 Max, and I've never had a problem like that. This is the first time. So I really hope that that quality that Apple is known for is not going down the drain. All right. Little side story. Sob story that nobody cares about. But hey, if you come across a problem like that, check out the machine. If you're still within within your range of returns or your range of support on that. Luke says, that port is flaky for me in terms of charging. Interesting. That same port? And which machine are you on? I think you have the latest one, if I'm not mistaken, but let me know. JC says, do you still use the Ivanki dock? So the Ivanki dock is my favorite dock. Do I still use it? Not right now, because I'm testing out the Kensington dock. But the Ivanki dock was on my desk for a long time, and I like it more than the Kensington dock. But there's one thing that I like the Kensington dock more than the Ivanki dock, and that's because it only has one cable. The Ivanki dock has two, so you need to take up this whole thing and just use up all the space in both of the ports and plug it in. But yeah, I still like the Ivanki one more. Let's see. Need to go through and try different cables with it. I have a bunch of cables and they're all brand new Thunderbolt 5 cables. So I've tried them all with it. All right, Jeremy says, let's say NVIDIA cards were readily available. Would you still choose a Mac M4 with more memory? If I'm doing purely LLM stuff, I would choose a Mac with more memory. And I'll tell you why. Because I'll be able to run larger models. And larger models means better quality results. Yeah, Luke has the same machine as I do, the M4 Max 16-inch. That's right. So, Total Guy says, Alex, have you tried resetting the SMC? No, I haven't tried that. I actually haven't dug into this issue at all. I just usually, when it starts happening, I change the port, and that's not a good fix, I know. But that's all I kind of, that's how far I dug into it so far. Peak Flow says, oh, thanks for that suggestion, by the way. I'll take a look into that. Peak Flow says I have M2 Max and I have USB disconnecting issue. Huh. But only with certain drives. Okay. So I think I need to try that Ivanki dock again instead of this Kensington dock and see if this issue persists. And if this issue happens with only half of the ports on the Ivanki dock, then I can pretty much blame that port on the Mac. We keep talking about the Ivanki dock. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, it's this thing right here. This is the Fusion Max. And it's got a ton of stuff on it, but it requires 2 Thunderbolt cables to go into it. It's not a Thunderbolt 5 dock though, it's Thunderbolt 4. It's still enough for most cases. Oh, somebody else has the same machine and same port issue. Prodigy. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Is this Portgate? Luke says the Z13 Flow with the AI 395 Plus chip is arriving today? Oh, you already ordered it? Huh. All right. All right. Since you're all here, might as well show you that thing, because I actually do have something installed on that. I'll be right back. All right. This is the machine Luke was talking about. This is the Flow Z13. Nice little machine. And I happen to have just been testing that model that he's talking about right there, the QWQ. But I forgot what the results were. Let's check it out. Might as well do it. Everybody's been asking me about this thing. The problem is, it's not the 128 gigabyte version. I'm trying to get a hold of that one. Also, I think you have to plug this in to get the best performance. I'm not sure yet. Haven't tested the 2 modes yet. Cool, let's check it out. How am I going to show this one to you? Let's try. I don't want to mess with the graphics though. All right. Ben says, what KVM for switching between Mac Studio versus MacBook? This is something called a T-Tech. It's an HDMI KVM switch. It's just a really basic, really simple one, but it seems to work. So, immediately, this is supposed to be a Mac Studio, stream, but it's not. Anyway, I gotta go in like 5 minutes. This was totally unintentional stream, but hey, people are here, a lot of people. So greetings from Peru. Well, greetings to you, Marco. Thanks for being a member. And my daily driver is the M4 Max right now, the 16-inch. It's taken a little time to start up LM Studio on this thing. And also, I have to mention that I did play around with the video settings on this thing, where you can allocate different amounts of memory. Let's see. So right now I have, this is a 32 gigabyte machine, and I have 16 gigabytes allocated to GPU. And I believe LM Studio still gives me messages how it doesn't like that. It's not allowing me to run certain models. Let me restart LM Studio. It doesn't seem to want to start for some reason. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, new version of LM Studio already? I just installed the one. Okay, let's start a new chat, and here we go. We're gonna do the QWQ, and I don't think this is gonna run, but let's see. Load model. Yeah, it says failed to load the model. So this is a 32B model, and it's failed to load. I mean, I could... There's enough memory overall on this machine, so I should probably just try and turn off the safety guards. Let's do a full GPU offload. That's also not gonna work. Nope. So instead of balanced, let's do off. I turned off the guardrails altogether. Let's try that. I'm gonna load it up again, and let's do half and half. 32 layers to CPU and 32 to the GPU. Boom. Okay, no complaints. But is it gonna crash? Can we zoom in here? Oh, you still can't see that, can you? It's too far. Need an HDMI cable. I want to show you the screen, so I'm trying to get, you know what, let me see if I can just plug that in after it's already done. Let's try that. Okay, here we go. So on the GPU, we got 16 gigabytes of dedicated. 11.5 is being used right now. You can see that it's definitely using some of that. On the system memory, we've got 15.6. So it's split. The 32 gigabytes right now is split between system RAM and GPU. And I'm going to issue a query because the model seems to have loaded. And it's going to think about my statement. No, it's not. Okay. And we got 5.46 tokens. So this is a thinking model. It's supposed to think. I want you to think about JavaScript. Is he gonna think? Yeah, it's thinking. Hey, good job, model. You're listening to what I asked you to do. Nice. Let's take a look at this here. We got the GPU working. and we've got the CPU working. So right now it's half and half. And that seems to be working as exactly as intended, right? Because I put half of the layers on the CPU. For those of you that are totally confused about why this stream is called Mac Studio, we already unboxed the Mac Studio, we unboxed the MacBook Air, and now we're looking at this thing because so many people have been asking about this AMD chip and this new Asus Flow Z13. Thought for 52 seconds, and now it's writing about JavaScript. Can you hear the sounds? So anyway, the fan is definitely working here. You can hear it. And the fan is blowing up from the top over here. Definitely warm up there. Don't put anything up there because it'll block the fan and then your machine will crash. Or something bad. Oh, good. Yeah. So you can hear the fans in South Africa. That's... This is the 4-bit QWQ, and it's about 18 gigabytes. That's right. And we've got 4.78 tokens per second on this thing. You know, not the best. It's doable. It's usable, but it's not... I wouldn't be happy using it, you know what I mean? Keith, hi. Good to see you. Now, Keith, are you also in Australia? I wasn't sure. I think you might be, but maybe I'm wrong about that. All right, so that's that. Should we try loading this? I already tried loading this on the GPU. I tried loading this on the CPU. What I didn't try is... I mean, I tried this before, earlier today, but it didn't work for me, so I can just tell you the results. And maybe I'll add this to my video later on. But when I switched this to 24 gigabytes for video, it did not work either. So, unfortunately. So, hopefully I can get that 128 gigabyte version of this machine in here and test that out to see how much better that's going to perform. Because right now, it runs smaller models really well. Like, here's DeepSeek R1 Distill Qwen 7B, and we're going to offload the whole thing to the GPU. And let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's going on the GPU. That's good. This is also a thinking model. I don't know why it's thinking. I just said hi. So this one's going at 42 tokens per second, and it's 7 billion parameters. So that's pretty good. 42 is definitely very nice. Tell me what I don't know, or tell me something new, I guess I should have said. Oh, Keith is in California. Okay. HF30 or 30? Hello from Poland? Well, hello. Thanks for being here, everybody. I actually have to run, believe it or not. I'd love to hang out. This is fun, even though it was like totally unexpected. 40 tokens per second for this one. Sleepy Elk. Hello, hello. Anyway, I'll leave this video up. It's kind of a weird ad hoc video with... doesn't even match the title. We got Mac Studio, we got MacBook Air, we got this thing, Flow Z. So, all right, one last question. Mihir says, hi Alex, I do web and app dev, use multiple languages in Docker. Currently learning ML and blockchain. Not well. You got a lot of stuff going on. And now I'm confused. Should I buy an M4 Air or MacBook Pro M4? Yeah, the last one. If you're choosing between those three options, definitely the last one, which is the MacBook Pro M4 Pro. Especially because you mentioned Docker. All right. Thank you so much, JC. Appreciate that. That's really, really nice. Thank you. See you all later, folks. Hope you enjoy. Thank you, Luke. Everybody else, have a good night. Bye-bye.